Did you know that according to the World Health Organization in March 2024, over 35% to 50% of the average diet in some countries comes from processed foods? Meanwhile, cancer cases continue to rise globally. Could these two be connected? Today we're diving into the science behind processed foods and their potential link to cancer. Let's find out if your favorite snacks are putting your health at risk. So, what are processed foods? Essentially, these are foods that have been altered from their natural state for convenience, shelf life, or flavor. They're everywhere. Think of sugary cereals, instant noodles, and frozen meals. We all know that processed foods have become a staple in modern diets. But have you ever stopped to think about the potential impact they could be having on our health? Specifically, I want to explore the ongoing debate about whether processed foods are linked to cancer. It's a topic that's been on my mind lately, and I'm sure I'm not alone. There's a lot of skepticism surrounding the idea that processed foods could be contributing to the growing number of cancer cases. Some argue that the link is overstated, while others claim that it's a ticking time bomb waiting to be addressed. So what's the truth? Is there really a connection between the two, or is it just a bunch of hullabaloo? To get to the bottom of this, we need to take a closer look at the evidence. One of the main concerns is that processed foods often contain a cocktail of chemicals, additives, and preservatives that our bodies just aren't designed to handle. First, let's talk about nitrates, commonly found in processed meats like bacon and sausages. When these chemicals are broken down in the body, they can form compounds that damage DNA and lead to cancer, particularly colorectal cancer. Next is sugar. While sugar itself doesn't cause cancer, excessive sugar consumption can lead to obesity. And obesity is a major risk factor for cancers such as breast and liver cancer. Finally, there's the issue of additives, artificial colors, and preservatives. These ingredients are still under investigation, but some studies suggest they could have harmful effects over time. These substances can alter our gut microbiome, leading to chronic inflammation, which is a known risk factor for cancer. On the other hand, some experts argue that the link is correlative rather than causative. In other words, that people who eat processed foods tend to have other unhealthy habits that are the real culprits. It's a classic case of correlation versus causation. But what about the studies that have investigated this link? Some have found a clear association between processed meat consumption and an increased risk of colorectal cancer. Others have pointed to the high sugar content in processed foods as a potential driver of cancer cell growth. And yet, other studies have found no link whatsoever. It's a mixed bag, and it's clear that the science is still out. Let's take a closer look at one of the most compelling pieces of evidence. A 2018 study published in the British Medical Journal found that consuming high amounts of ultra-processed foods was associated with a significantly higher risk of cancer. The researchers suggested that this could be due to the presence of chemical additives, advanced glycation end products, and other substances that can damage our cells and lead to mutations. This is exactly the kind of research that gets me excited. It's a clear example of how scientists are working to untangle the complex web of factors that contribute to cancer. But it's not all doom and gloom. Another study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that eating a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods could actually reduce our cancer risk. This makes sense, given that whole foods are packed with antioxidants, fiber, and other nutrients that help keep our cells healthy and thriving. The take-home message is clear. It's not just about cutting out processed foods, but about focusing on nutrient-dense foods that give our bodies the best chance of fighting off disease. As we've seen, the relationship between processed foods and cancer is complex and multifaceted. While some studies suggest a clear link, others are more ambiguous. But one thing is certain. Our diets play a critical role in our overall health, and making informed choices about the foods we eat is crucial. We should note, however, that not everyone who eats processed food will develop cancer. Other factors like genetics, lifestyle, and environment play a big role. And while organic foods are great, they're not a magic bullet. Eating a balanced diet is what really counts. In conclusion, you should be mindful of the foods you're putting into your body. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods as much as possible, and try to limit your intake of processed foods. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more.